Angella Sharpe, and welcome to After the Mix. I'm so excited that you can join us. I've got a great show for you today. I've got Upcycle. They take used hockey equipment and make it into something awesome. And I have a St. Louis author with me, Liz Morrison, author of Soulmates, When Romance and Reincarnation Collide. How are you, Liz?
I'm great, Angela. Thanks for having me tonight. It's really exciting to be here.
Well, I'm so glad you could join us. Now, I actually ran into Liz and met her in the mall. You were signing your book.
Yep.
Now, tell us a little bit about when did you start deciding, hey, I'm going to write a novel?
Okay, so I took a bunch of students to Washington, D.C. for the inauguration, and on that trip I decided I wanted to write a book that I thought young people would like, that had history in it, and I knew that it took a while to get something published, and so I wanted to write something about World War I because this would be like the 100th anniversary for the next couple of years. So anyway, it's about 3 years ago. I thought that would be a good thing to do.
And you just started doing. Now, we probably should mention, you won an award for being the best history teacher?
Yes. I won that National Social Studies Teacher of the Year award.
That is awesome,
yeah,
and very, very impressive. And so then you took your love of history and decided to include it into the book,
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. So everything in my book is it's historically accurate. And it's got a contemporary story and a historical aspect because it has a reincarnation part. So the reincarnation part is World War I, and then the contemporary is like today. So.
Now, what feedback have you received from your book?
Well, that is a great question. My dad, he had to help me cut 20,000 words, and he said it was like the best romance he ever read.
Oh!
Only romance he's ever read.
Right.
So, but it's gotten really good feedback. The best feedback I've received is that people read it and they can't put it down, so they stay up all night reading it. And then they, on Facebook, they'll say, you kept me up all night, had to stay up to read the book. And to me, that's like the biggest compliment that you can get.
That's definitely a huge compliment.
Yeah.
Now, when we say romance novel, we're not talking like...
No, it's 0 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
Is that okay if I said that?
That's okay.
Yeah. No, it's like PG. It's like for a young adult. So the audience, the intended audience is like maybe high school. And then I like to say it has universal appeal because I think it appeals to anyone, but it's really kind of high schoolish was who the intended audience was.
Right. And now you have plans to write additional books based on the same kind of history theme, including history.
Yeah. So I've written 2 other ones. The Second Chance takes place during World War II, and then the Flashback is the Vietnam War. And I just started another one over the weekend. So.
How long? Like, what goes through the process of writing a book? I mean, first you come up with a plan, an idea, but then what happens? Do you sit down? You can't just sit down and write a whole book.
Well, so every author has like their own way that they write a book. Some people like plot it out. Mine just happens. So like I wish I could explain this better. So I start with the characters and I know where I want it to end, and then the characters do things and I'm like, I can't believe they did that. So it's like, okay. And it just kind of goes. And then like this one was really too long. It was over 120,000 words. And it should only be about 90,000, so I had to cut a lot of words. But anyway, this story just kind of plays out in my head, and then I just write it as it goes.
And you just go along with it.
Yeah.
Now, you brought some really cool stuff with you. No, I guess all this stuff would be in the book, in theory. Okay.
Yeah.
So show me some of the stuff that you brought
I'm going to pull up the gas mask. In the very beginning, this is a World War I gas mask, so it was actually used on the Western Front during World War I. So it's over 100 years old, which is pretty cool. And this, in the very beginning of the story, she has a flashback to when the guys were attacked by mustard gas, they would hit their eyes and they couldn't see. And so she has that flashback at the very beginning. And so this is where the gas mask ties in.
Nice.
And yeah, so would you like to hold it?
Yeah.
100 years old? I know, very cool.
Look how fancy I am right now. Very cool. You really, really love history.
Yeah, I love history. I love history. I think it's, when you read all those novels that they have, and they are great. I love like the Hunger Games, all of those. I love those. But I think history is more interesting than make-up stuff. So more, let's see, like the battles that happened during World War I and what happened to guys in the trenches, to me, is more fascinating than some of the stuff that happens in, like, when the United States is gone. So I want to bring that to life. And so all the history, like I said, is totally accurate. But it's just really cool, and I think it's fun to read. And people who have read it have been like really interested to see if the stories, like to find the information to see, oh my God, is that true?
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So I mean, most of the time people are going to read this and they're going to see something and then maybe want to look it up and make sure that see how that actually happens.
Yes. And so if they did, it really is accurate. The story is focused around Washington University School of Medicine. And what is really cool, when I was researching the book, I didn't know it was going to go this way, but they have it was Base Hospital 21, and when we went into war, the British didn't really want us to send troops right away. They ran out of doctors. So the story, Washington University was one of the first schools of medicine to end up over in France before the troops arrived. And so that's where kind of the focus is with this book, is they're from St. Louis, from Washington School of Medicine, Base Hospital 21 in France. So
awesome. And now where can someone pick up this book?
Well, right now you can get it online. It's in Kindle and Nook. It's also at Barnes & Noble online, Amazon online, and also Barnes & Noble in the store. So it's pretty much everywhere.
And you have some stuff coming up, right? You have the Romance Writers Association event that's happening in, August, I believe?
Yeah, so the Missouri Romance Writers Association, I found this group after I wrote the book. I didn't know you could belong before you had a book published. I thought it was like but no. It's a really awesome, very supportive group. And we're going to do something in August at Barnes & Noble, whatever. And then we're also doing something for teachers that are authors in April at Barnes & Noble on April, I think it's April 12th. It's Sunday, April 12th.
Right, because you're still involved in education.
Yeah.
What is it that your current position?
Well, I work for the Parkway School District, and I'm the coordinator of professional learning for the school district, and so I teach teachers and administrators and everybody. So
very lovely.
Yeah.
So if we want more information on Liz, you can go to lizmorrison.weeby.com. You're also on social media, I assume, right?
Yeah, I'm at Liz Right On is my Twitter, and then Facebook and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, so look her up on that, or you can check out all of those different online sources to get your book. We always want to support St. Louis authors, and hey, it's pretty cool. She's a teacher too. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'm going to be right back with Upcycle Hockey. That's what I told you all about, that cool hockey equipment turning into other things. We'll be right back, so stay right here with After the Mix. Hey there, and welcome back to After the Mix, which I might as well rename for today's show as Teachers Who Do Really Cool Other Jobs. I have Eric Barnhart with me, and he's got Upcycle Hockey. This is so cool. I met Eric many years ago with the St. Louis Blues, so I know that hockey is passionate for you. So I'm guessing what happened was you had a whole bunch of broken hockey equipment laying around, and you thought, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah. I am a bit of a weekend warrior too. Huge Blues fan. It is a passion of mine, and so what I had a whole bunch of these sticks laying around. I play on the weekends with some buddies of mine, and on Wednesdays, and I just kept accumulating broken sticks, and I didn't know why I kept accumulating them, and then I went to my dad, and my dad actually studied carpentry at a trade school. And then I saw a picture of these chairs online, and I said, can we do this? And he said, absolutely. So we set out to do it.
Well, how that makes the story even cuter is that it's you and your dad kind of making this stuff. Now, I've got these chairs that we're sitting in here, and there's the one on the screen there, and there's your dad working on the chair. Gotta love that.
Yeah.
But you then took it to we have other things here. I particularly like these photo frames because I think this is really cool. Maybe your kid played hockey as a kid. You can put his picture in there and display it. I could put a whole bunch of photos in that thing and display it.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And then you even have right behind me, which is a coat rack.
Yeah, coat rack. I've got the coat rack that just stands up there, and then I also have
right behind you there.
Yeah. I also have one that's a wall mount.
You can mount this to the wall, and you got the hockey pucks, and then you can put your coats on there.
Spot right there. Put it on the wall. Hang up whatever.
I gotta say, for any person or man or woman that has one of those really cool, bar basements or, sports themed basement, this would be an excellent spot to watch a hockey game in. You can sit in your your hockey chair and watch the game. Where do you get, I mean, obviously you don't break this many sticks to be able to make all of this. I mean, you probably break some.
I break a few, but
so
no.
where do you get all of the used, broken equipment?
That's a great question, Angela. Yeah, where I get the equipment from is I have a lot of buddies who play with me too, and they're really, really kind to me. They go ahead and whenever they break something, they'll just throw it right to me and they say, "Here you go, good luck, make something out of it, make me something pretty." And yeah, and they're just really good about it, and that's the main source of getting them.
Yeah, and you're breathing new life into old equipment.
Absolutely. The whole idea is with the upcycle hockey is to take the hockey sticks or equipment. I'm working on a sling chair bag now out of old hockey bags, and as they go, as they finish their first life as whatever, as hockey sticks, as goalie sticks, as equipment bags, then they just kind of develop, and I try to turn them into something different and keep them out of landfills. So.
Well, yeah, that's great. And these are shockingly comfortable. You've got the chairs, you've got the coat racks, you've got all that. These are shockingly comfortable. I could see sitting outside on your porch, too, and watching people go by and being the talk of the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Now, you have an Etsy account, right?
I do. Yeah, I have an Etsy account. It's under the same name. It's under Upcycle Hockey.
Okay.
And recently, just today, I set up a Kickstarter account also to kind of crowdfund to actually, surprisingly enough, broken, discarded hockey equipment is actually kind of expensive to come by. So,
is that right? Oh, who
yeah,
knew?
everything about hockey is. So,
well, right.
Yeah.
So he's got that Kickstarter page. That's on your screen right now if you want to help, or just check it out. See if you want to contribute to that. Kickstarter is all the information is up there for Upcycle Hockey, breathing new life into old equipment. I really like that. That's a great thing. And I think it's super cute that it's you and your dad that kind of came up with this plan. When you started this, were you just thinking you'd make a chair? Like, how did it snowball to where it is?
I was thinking I'd make one. My dad and we made one. We finished it up, and of course I did the thing that any good son would do and gave it to my dad. So he's got the first one, and then I posted pictures of it on social media, and I had friends of mine, obviously ravenous hockey fans also, and they just loved it. And somebody said, "I'd like one of those." And then somebody else said, "I'd like one of those." And so my dad and I, we sat down and we thought about it. Like, we might have a little bit of something here. So and then everything else just kind of grew out of that. And I'm always willing to try new things.
I was going to ask you, so if somebody in their head is like, "I couldn't do it, but man, it would be cool to have contact you, and maybe you can figure out a way to make it happen."
Yeah, and if anybody has any old sticks lying around or old equipment that there is stinking up their their basement or whatever.
It does not smell nice.
Oh, it's garbage. It smells like garbage. And we put it on every day, and we just go out there and play. But it's if they don't want it, feel free to contact me also. I'll swing by, I'll pick it up, I'll take it off your hands, and turn it into something you see in front of you. And even if you give me the stuff and you say, "I'd like this," I can turn it into something for you, turn it right back to you, give you a discount too. So
that's even better. I mean, I love hockey, so I love the idea of the chair and everything. But it's also really cool that you're keeping this stuff like out of the landfill. So it's great.
Yeah.
If you want information, you can check out upcyclehockey@gmail.com. I have a phone number right there on your screen too. There's also a Kickstarter page and an Etsy page. You can't miss them. Definitely find Upcycle Hockey. Thank you so much, Eric, for joining me.
Thank you, Angela.
And make sure that's going to do it for After the Mix. Don't forget to tune in weeknights at 8 p.m. for the Daily Mix, followed by After the Mix right here on STL TV. I will see you next time. Bye.
Just trying to put them in a negative light, a character accept.
have a
negative light, a character accept.